Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Rise and Shine webinar with a pediatric and prenatal focus. I am Dr. Carly Purdy at DeLong Family Chiropractic, and we are going to jump into all things sleep. So we are going to dive into specifically kid sleep, pregnancy, and hopefully get you thinking about things that you can maybe implement into your routine to help you or your kids sleep better. Everyone does better with sleep. So we are going to dive into all things about that. Important to note that Dr. Brent did a Rise and Shine webinar last week all about adult sleep. So if you want to jump over and watch that one, that would be extremely beneficial, and then come back and watch this one to learn all about kids, their sleeping, and pregnancy too. So let's go ahead and jump into it. First, I want to start off by introducing some of our team. We have 4 doctors in our office, and really our mission is we believe that we can change the health of our community by really creating a culture of people living a healthy life. And with the understanding that our bodies are designed to heal. We are here to help you create really the best version of yourself. And it's important to note that we cannot heal without sleep. Sleep is truly when our bodies heal and really restore. So I can't wait to jump into all of this and get started. First, I want to start off by talking about how much sleep we actually need. We are going to go all the way from infants to seniors. Infants 0 to 3 around 14 to 17 hours. I would say that's honestly on the side of less, around 19 is what I see a lot of the time being a really good spot. Toddlers 11 to 14, young children 10 to 13, teens 8 to 10, young adults, middle-aged seniors anywhere from 7 to 9 hours. And same for pregnancy, we're looking around 7 to 9 in there. It is important to also note that looking at the total sleep is different than looking at the deep sleep. And we're going to talk all things deep sleep in a little bit, but those times are a little bit different. And small kids need more deep sleep than we do in adulthood. Also, women, actually, there's been studies shown that they need more sleep, really for a couple of reasons. Hormone fluctuations being a huge part of this. Throughout a woman's cycle, there are different hormone fluctuations, and some require more rest than other times of that. Women are more likely to also have mental health issues and also typically have worse sleep quality, regardless of if that's that they are causing themselves to be awake or their kids are causing them to be awake, or if like as a mom is breastfeeding or has a young kid that they are needing to feed, they are getting up with them. So they are typically getting less sleep when they need to be getting more in there. Also, something to note on here, sleep regressions are a thing that I hear about a lot in our office, and we're going to talk about maybe why some sleep regressions might be happening. Yes, sleep can fluctuate some, but overall babies should be sleeping the recommended time on here, and if they're not, then I'm looking for a deeper issue as to why. So what affects sleep? Everything from food to stress, physical activity, doing more, doing less, temperature. What is our temperature in our room when we are sleeping? Light is a huge one that we are going to dive into. We are supposed to be sleeping with very minimal light going on and even getting ready for bed. That can be a big factor. Poor sleep habits, not having consistent going to sleep times, waking up times, or even just things that we're doing before sleep. And nervous system dysregulation is a very big factor as well. And we're going to dive into all of these things. So what does sleep really affect kids, or how does it affect kids? A big one is that emotional. Lack of sleep can cause your kid to be moody, irritable, cranky. They might have a more difficult time controlling their feelings. They might be frustrated or get more upset easily. No one is their best self when they are not sleeping, and that is the same for kids. So we can really see an emotional kind of roller coaster with kids who aren't getting enough good, deep, restful sleep. We can also link that back to our nervous system being really dysregulated because of that lack of sleep. Behavior is another one. Really school age kids who do not get enough sleep are more likely to have behavioral issues, like not being able to concentrate, not doing what is being asked of them, being very restless. ADD, ADHD are really, really common things that are being diagnosed nowadays. But we look back at, well, what is the root cause of this? Is their body sleeping? Are they getting this good, deep, restful sleep? Are they regulating their nervous system through all of that? And the last one here that's a little bit cut off is lack of sleep may result in problems with paying attention, memory, decision-making, reaction time, creativity, which are all important in school, and really just life in general, though. Those are all things that we do on a daily basis that are required of us. And thinking of sports, thinking of sitting in class, thinking of reacting to parents, all big things that are affected by lack of sleep for kids. So, looking at the benefits of good sleep in kids, we are looking at all things from better brain function, stronger immune system, creativity and productivity, healthy growth, faster healing and repair, improved mood and energy, and the ability to build muscle. So, from newborn baby to when they are done growing, whatever time that is, sleep is the foundation for everything. Like I have said already multiple times, sleep is when we heal. It is when we grow. It is when our brain really is flushed with all of really good nutrients and flushed of bad things as well. And there is no way a kid can be functioning at their highest potential if they aren't sleeping. And there's no way that they can grow to their highest potential and really just be their best self either. So very, very important that kids are sleeping for all of these things in order to have a healthy childhood and to grow in the best way possible. Looking at sleep and pregnancy, this is also cut off a little bit here, but sleep and pregnancy, sleep deprivation during pregnancy has been associated with a lot of things, but these are some very specific ones. Longer labor being one, and no one wants a longer labor than they need to be having. Elevated perception of pain and discomfort. So while birth can be uncomfortable, yes, really the perception of pain is a very, very big thing that I talk about in my office a lot, and the discomfort during labor. They're related to higher cesarean rates, so more likely to have a C-section because of interventions needing to happen. That last one, or the second to last one here, is preterm labor. So with sleep, your studies have shown that you are more likely to have preterm labor going on. And then the last one here is higher levels of pro-inflammatory serum cytokines, which means that you are more inflamed in your body. So thinking of pain again, thinking of dysfunction in our body, thinking of things that aren't necessarily working in the best way, leading to more interventions going on in there. So sleep is very, very important during pregnancy. I hear a lot of moms who get lack of sleep for multiple reasons, some of them being pain, yes, some of them being just like a pregnancy insomnia or a toddler or other baby in the house, but it is vital for a pregnant woman and their baby that they are sleeping. It has also been shown that 78% of women have more disturbed sleep during pregnancy, which is a very, very high number. And women who experience more disturbed sleep are 20% more likely to undergo a C-section or experience longer labor. So like I talked about here before, the 20%, that is a very big number. And good, plentiful sleep is proven to reduce the risk of birth complications. So healthy mom, healthy baby is always our end goal. And that starts with getting good sleep. So I want to dive into the stages of sleep. The first one is light sleep, and this is the first stage. So when you first are going to sleep, what happens is your breathing and heart rate slow down. Light sleep is important though. We think of it as just going to sleep, but it is really important. It's the first stage and it's necessary for memory formation and consolidation of what happened in the day, and really allowing your body to store all of that. And it has a lot with how we encode and store information of what we have learned. So especially for a kid who is in school and maybe in school for the first time and learning how to learn, because that is a real thing, it's important that they are going into this good light sleep, setting them up for a good night of sleep. The second one is REM sleep. We typically associate REM with dreaming, which that is a very big part of what it is, but it is a couple big things as well. It's our memory booster. So our brain absorbs all the information from the first stage, which is acquired throughout the day, and it facilitates learning and long-term memory. So things that we need to remember for a long time, or thinking of school, those are really important things. Even memories from childhood can be associated with REM sleep. The next one is emotional wellness. So REM sleep stages plays a crucial role in emotional and psychological well-being. Mood regulation, it revisits emotional memories that are close to the heart. So once again, memories. It also can help uplift their mood and reduce emotional suffering. So especially if your kid is having a hard time, really, really important that we're getting good sleep during that. And the last one is that it is a mental health promoter. So if you have disruptions in this part of your sleep, this has actually been associated with mental health disorders like PTSD, and individuals with depression, anxiety are often having altered patterns within the REM sleep. So we can look at this and say, well, are we having these things, and look all the way back to sleep and say, okay, well, if this is being really interrupted and having issues, then there might be a bigger thing going on that we need to take a deeper dive into. And then the last one here is our deep sleep. So as I have mentioned before, deep sleep is when we heal. It is when our body is reset, is what allows us to take our stresses from the day and wake up with a refreshed body that is ready to handle the stresses of a new day, essentially. This is in the first half of sleep. So after we go into our light sleep, we should be going into deep sleep pretty quickly after that. It's the first half, like I said, so 1 to 2 hours. During this time, cells are repaired, immune systems are strengthened, it balances your metabolism and your sugar levels, it slows your heart rate, your breathing, so everything should calm down during this. And it also is a big production of human growth hormone. In kids, this is a little bit different. It's a little bit less than in adults, around 45 to 60 minutes. Deep sleep for them is increasing blood supply, so really promoting good bone growth, muscle growth, energy is restored, essential hormones for growth and development are released. Sleep, our brains are typically in this good restful mode with it. Our bodies become really still and really in a good, calm, not moving around, not really restless sleeping with it. So very, very important for everyone that they are getting good, deep, restful sleep, but specifically kids, is imperative for their normal childhood growth that we are getting into good sleep. So if you have a kid who is tossing and turning, feeling like they're very light, they wake up very easily, that is a big sign that they're not in good, deep, restful sleep going on. Looking at our circadian rhythm, this is our body's natural clock. It's a 24-hour clock that is regulated. It is a rhythm for our physical, mental, and our behavioral changes we experience over a 24-hour cycle. Really, the biggest influences with this are light and dark, and food intake, stress, physical activity, social environment, and temperature can also affect it as well. But in humans, actually very interesting, every tissue and organ in our body has a different circadian rhythm, and it collectively they're all tuned in to a daily cycle of day and night. So there are some things when you are sleeping that are working while the rest of your body is taking a rest period, essentially. So if that is off, then we can have a lot of issues with sleep, or you can be waking up not feeling rested, or digestive issues can be a big factor of this. Mental health issues can be a big factor of this. Our body is supposed to be sleeping on this clock and is designed perfectly, but when interference happens, we aren't on this wonderful circadian rhythm that our body is designed to do. So something that I hear a lot is in baby world, well, my baby has their days and nights mixed up. That is circadian rhythm. So very, very important for a baby that we are in this natural circadian rhythm so that they are sleeping when they're supposed to. Yes, the light and dark is a little bit different because they're sleeping more in the day, but we still should be following this really good regulated pattern with that. Circadian rhythms are really important for basic functions like sleep patterns, hormone release, our appetite and digestion, and then the temperature that our body has as well. And all of this is regulated by our nervous system. So if you have been in our office or seen any of our social media, we talk about our nervous system a lot because it is everything to our body. It's what controls even the way our fingers move, to the way our eyes move, to the way our heart beats, our lungs breathe. And we really look at two different parts of this. We look at our sympathetic nervous system, which is our fight or flight mode. So our stress response, this is survival, threat detection, the stress state. Unfortunately, a lot of our world lives in that mode, and even kids do a lot too. And then we have the parasympathetic side, which is our rest and digest. So very, very important that we are living more in a parasympathetic mode, because that's when healing happens, hormones are regulated, immunity, sleep and mood, relaxation. This is also increased by getting adjusted. So when you get adjusted, you are allowing your body to be in a more parasympathetic state and allowing it to rest and heal and function how it is supposed to in there. It's also very important to note that in order to go to sleep, you cannot be in a sympathetic dominant mode. You need to be in a parasympathetic state in order to go into this good, deep, restful sleep. So talking about the kid who is restless and not wanting to go to sleep, or is tossing and turning, getting up a lot through the night, they are more than likely living in a sympathetic dominant state for them. They're in that fight or flight mode. And we know that with getting adjusted and getting our nervous system checked, we can see if they're living in that and really get to the root cause as to why that is happening through adjustments and really the 5 essentials that we promote in our office. So going into, well, how can we get better sleep? There are a lot of things here. So the first one is to get outside for the sunset. Speaking of circadian rhythms, it is crucial that we are out in the sun to know when we are supposed to sleep. Back in the old days, people slept when it was dark and they were awake when it is light. And now we have kind of gotten away from that a lot, and we don't go outside as much, especially in the winter. It can be really hard. So if I can provide one thing to do, it is to go outside for the sunset. Go outside, look at the sun. If it is very bright, obviously don't look directly into the sun, but it is very important for our body to recognize that the sun is going down and that we are going into sleep mode. So get outside, get your kids outside, play for a little bit as the sun is going down, and you will see a difference with their sleep. The next one is decreasing overhead light at night. So something that I actually learned from Dr. Brent's webinar is that we should be not only, yes, when we sleep, having it dark, but when you are getting ready for bed, it is very, very important that the overhead lights are dimmed. So instead of having a huge overhead light on, maybe turning a lamp on as you're getting ready for bed, allowing your body to recognize, hey, we are going into sleep mode. Once again, your body will start to recognize that and it will become a pattern for you. And then speaking of lights for kids, I put a little bit lower on this, the timer nightlight. So a lot of kids don't want to go to sleep without a nightlight, which absolutely, I hear that all the time, but it's important that once they fall asleep that light is actually being turned off. So a timer nightlight can be a really good idea, or even like a motion sensor one. If they do get out of bed, it would turn on once they're moving. So that can be a really great thing to do. Next one here is avoiding carbs and sugar at night. For kids and adults, this is important. Essentially what that will do is it will spike your blood sugar and then it will crash. So that can cause issues with your body. Your digestive system will be working harder than it needs to. You might be more in a sympathetic mode, or you could even just have a sugar high and not be wanting to go to bed with it. The next one on here is designated book or toy for bedtime. So once again, creating a pattern. So for kids, they thrive with routine and thrive with patterns. So having something like a book or toy that you only bring out at nighttime can be really good. There's a lot of different kind of viewpoints of, well, should we be really calm before bed, or is it good to have movement? And it actually studies to show that it is good to have movement before bed. So you might want to play with a toy, or we sit and read and maybe act out a book for a kid. It can be good for them to move their body. And then once you are done with that, you put that toy away that's only for nighttime, or you put that book away that's only for nighttime, and say, okay, we're going to do this again to tomorrow night and the nights after that. And it's just for that time. And they recognize that. Looking at that, nightlight is the next one that I already talked about, and then a routine. So like I said, routine is great for kids. So create that routine. If it's one parent, if it's both parents, regardless of what it is, do they take a bath? Do we put a magnesium lotion on? That we will talk about in a minute. What toy do we play with? What time do we go to bed? It's very, very important that you are consistent with this and show them that when these things come out, or when we start to do this, we are getting ready for bed and getting our body ready for that. Avoiding screen time is just crucial for everyone, kids especially. So making sure that when we are going to bed, that we aren't on screens, even the time leading up to that. And if a parent, for some reason, does need to be on their phone or their computer, important that you can either turn your phone to red light. You can have a setting where you click it 3 times and it turns to red light, or that you're wearing glasses. But honestly, for kids, I would just eliminate screen time completely. In the evenings, it's a great time to go outside and move their bodies, see the sunset. A lot of the time we go to school all day. Well, I don't anymore, but kids do. They go to school all day, and we sometimes sit at work all day, and then we get home and we sit more, and then you're getting ready for bed, and you might not be tired because you really haven't done a lot physically that day. So take that time to spend time with your family, move your body, even if it is just inside. Get up, do something. Your body will thank you when you are trying to go to sleep. Next one is supplements. So supplements are really great because they can help promote relaxation and then even give you good nutritional things if you are deficient. So we're going to talk about some supplements in just a minute, but just a baseline, very, very important that everyone is doing a good multivitamin. Kids all the way up to seniors, very, very important that you are getting all those good nutritional things that we might not be getting from our diet. And the last one is to get adjusted. I see it all the time. Kids who get adjusted sleep better. Adults who get adjusted sleep better. I know I sleep a million times better when I'm getting consistently adjusted, because it allows our body to work how it is supposed to. And we are supposed to sleep. We are supposed to want to go to sleep. We know when our body needs that good healing time. So very, very important that we are allowing our nervous systems to be functioning in the best way. And we know that with getting adjusted, that is exactly what happens with it. So I want to go into what those supplements that I would recommend if we are having some sleep issues, or just in general. These are really good ones to add into your routine. So the first one is Good Night Lotion. It's the middle one on the screen. This is from Earthly. It is a magnesium based lotion. It is safe for infants and it is safe for pregnancy. Around 80% of people in our population are deficient in magnesium, which is absolutely wild, because magnesium is used for over 300 different functions in our body, and we actually burn through it faster in times of stress. So if you are stressed, you are burning through this good magnesium in our body a little bit faster there. So it is very important also for the absorption and use of really key nutrients like vitamin D, which we're going to chat about in just a second. So if we are already not getting enough sunlight in the winter, and then we also are magnesium deficient, you definitely probably are not absorbing vitamin D how we're supposed to. But signs that you might need some magnesium are struggling to fall asleep or stay asleep, occasional constipation, feeling worried or tired, lack of appetite, muscle soreness, cramps. Pregnancy, I hear this a lot. Restless legs. This will be your best friend. It is really, really awesome. Metabolic issues or even trouble detoxing, magnesium is a great addition with it. So this one you just rub on you. And like I said, it is safe for infants and safe for pregnancy. The next one is vitamin D. So there's adult vitamin D. I just didn't put it on here. This one is kids and then an infant one as well. It is also safe for pregnancy. Vitamin D is involved in the pathways of melatonin. So melatonin in our body, Dr. Brent talked about this a little bit more, but it is a key role in our sleep. So it is very important that vitamin D levels are healthy in our body, and low levels of vitamin D are associated with decreased sleep time, decreased sleep efficiency, and increased daytime sleepiness. So if you feel like you are sleepy throughout the day, let's look at your vitamin D levels. The last one on here is something called Sleepy Time. It is also from Earthly. This is safe 1 year up, and it is pregnancy safe. So I wouldn't recommend this for infants, but for sure the other two. This is not a sedative, so it is not going to make you sleepy at all. It is allowing your body to have feelings of relaxation and calming, so it's easier to fall asleep. This one is formulated with a couple awesome things: catnip, skullcap, and passion flower. These are anti-inflammatory, can help with stress, relaxation. It helps soothe our nervous system. It can also really even help with blood sugar levels and hormone health. So a bunch of awesome things in this. This is really just a triple threat of really, really good things to help your little ones or you even have a really good, deep, restful night of sleep. So 3 things that I highly recommend. These are all on sale this month. The bundle of them together is 25% off. So really great time to get this, put it in a stocking stuffer for yourself, for your kids, whoever you want to sleep better. This is going to be your trio here. All right. So finishing up here, I have a couple action steps for us. The first one is to follow the tips for better sleep that I talked about here before. The second one is to make sure that you are keeping your nervous system regulated by getting adjusted, or if you are already getting adjusted, making sure that you are just keeping on your schedule, especially during stressful times like the holidays. It is very easy to brush off of, well, I'll just do that after the holidays. It's too busy right now. It is crucial that you are adapting to stress, that you are sleeping, that your nervous system is healthy and regulated during this time. And the last one is adding in supplementation if you feel like it is needed. So those 3 supplements that I put on here are really great. Or if you have any more questions about any other supplements, I would love to be a resource for you. I did include over here my email. I kind of cut off, but it is .com at the end. That is my direct email that I will be answering. You could always call the office or text the office as well with any questions. But I hope that you got some really good tips from this and maybe some action steps going forward. And I hope everyone in your house benefits and is sleeping awesome, because we know that when we're sleeping, we are healthy and we are allowing our bodies to be the best version of themselves. I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for joining along.